Welcome into my state of mind on this special Friday, this Good Friday, here on WPRI.com. Our nightly broadcast, 7:30 on MyRI TV and Fox Providence at midnight, continues in repeat fashion until such time as we get back to business. Nobody wants to get back to business more than me and everybody working here at WPRI and Fox. But a couple of thoughts for today. First, the hospital executives tell us that they so far have this thing under control. Well, nobody has the disease, COVID-19, under control. But so far, there is still space in the ICUs and in the treatment beds, both for Lifespan and Care New England. This while the state government, under the direction of Governor Raimondo, continues to fabricate auxiliary hospital space both at the convention center, at the Lowe's in Quonset, and at the former Citizens Bank building in Cranston. The executives are articulating that they are happy that that is happening, that the plans are somewhat seamless right now, less manpower challenges to get these facilities open, and that even though the taxpayer money is being spent for them, the blessing would be that we don't need them. Let's keep praying that way. Meanwhile, Governor Raimondo talked about unemployment today and suggested that the employers who have people who have left their roles because there's no work do not need to worry about a specific increase in their unemployment tax. That's a good thing. That should take a little bit of pressure off employers who are letting people go, wondering what is this going to cost me, while the federal government is flooding unemployment recipients with money plus full salaries plus $600 a week. That is, if you can get it. The phones are jammed up with unemployment claims, some 130,000 in Rhode Island alone. The phone system is being upgraded, and we're told by the Department of Labor and Training and the governor that it'll all be working better, not perfectly, but better by next week. So although it might be hard for you, try to keep some patience that way. Meanwhile, in Washington, the president has suggested that his decision and his decision alone to open the country, as he would say, will come from here. He literally pointed his finger to his head and suggested that it's all in here. Thankfully, while he fantasizes about his constitutional authority, which he does not have, governors will be making a lot of decisions about how states are operating. Someone should give him the memo, but the medical officials will continue to tug on him in this tension game that's being played between that which he is trying to, understandably, put the pedal down for the economy while we keep the pedal up for our health and long-term welfare. We'll see how that whole thing goes. The country is not yet at the peak, and social distancing has got to continue, as much as we hate to see that. In the meantime, a personal story from me, my friend and business agent, the guy who represents me to do my work, suddenly disappeared off the radar screen for a month or so. I hadn't heard from him and wondered why. Finally did. Got a text that said, "Hey, I had a near problem, but I'm okay." Well, it turns out it's more than a near problem. If you want to hear the entire story, go to our website at 997wpr.com or to Dan York's show on Twitter or Facebook, and you can hear the conversation I had with him on the radio today on WPRO regarding his near-death experience, having COVID-19 symptoms creep up on him, 65 years of age, in great shape. Living in Florida, having flown from New York City, felt bad, felt lethargic, felt dryness, felt heaviness in his chest, finally diagnosed with pneumonia, only to be tested for COVID-19 and to be falling off the radar rapidly. He and his doctors suggested that they go the hydrochloroquine route, and they did. A day later, he was saying goodbye pre-ventilator to his wife and family. Hours later, after waking up from a nap pre the vent, began to feel better. His life was saved by this medicine. Now, to the president's credit, he's been pushing this conversation about that drug. The doctors need to be able to mitigate wild and willy conversation about it. But certainly, more than anecdotally across this country, doctors are finding that this is working for certain types of patients, and it should give us some hope. In fact, my friend, when checking back with the hospital, found out that 24 out of 24 people who had received that medicine walked out of the hospital. Again, it's about doctors and consultation, but it's a conversation this country is going to have quicker than perhaps we guessed. It's a good sign. In the meantime, I just wanted to say on this Good Friday, please keep in your prayers the people who need them the most. And that is not only our frontline heroes in the medical field and first responders that we know are heroes. It is the people right now who are suffering with family members who are in the hospital and who might be moving on. I've already had the experience of knowing, and many of you have, I'm sure, known or are family who have had to say goodbye over the telephone. The unspeakable nature of that, the suffering and the pain that goes along with that, is appropriate to note on Good Friday, where the pain and the suffering of those who believe our Lord Jesus Christ did for us comes full circle. There is no Easter without Good Friday. Remember that. I have a feeling this is going to be a poignant one for you, and a poignant Easter weekend as we socially distance and worship at the same time. As my mother used to say, and I've repeated so many times, God rest her soul, this too will pass. Happy Easter.